things here.
Well, you know, I don't know what's going on.
Can I ask you to move a little bit? Because we won't be able to see the defense when we get to just come over.
The kick for the Red Raiders, number 47, Clark Tobin.
Got London ready to kick off to Lakewood here tonight, and we're at that beautiful Darby Calhoun Memorial Stadium here in Lakewood. We got a brisk evening for football. Got a real good crowd. You got Lakewood's band coming around here playing a nice tune. We have the officials starting onto the field. 55 seconds left to go before kickoff.
Well, Zeke, here's the question for you. I know you don't want to answer it, Zeke, but I gotta ask. Are they going to boot this one? Or are they going to squib it?
I back up the middle, squibbing it, keep it low, try to get it back to around the 20-yard line. You know, after what we saw last week, Darby, I don't look down here. I don't look for any long kickoffs after what we saw last week after that one run back.
Right. Even
though it got nullified by a penalty, I look for him to kick it short and let his men get down there on it. Okay, we got the clock set at 12 minutes, so we're ready to go. We got Clark Tobin ready to tee the ball up for London.
You're right. Let me stand there.
You got a brisk wind blowing here tonight. It might be a little tough on the passing game tonight because Lakewood does quite a bit of passing.
Well, this Lakewood team here, they only lost by 2 points all in tangent. It was 9-7 last week. So
well, we got him kicking deep. That's a nice kick.
Oh, that's a buff.
We got coverage down there. All right, London's got nice coverage. It's tackle inside the 20-yard line.
That's what we like to see right there.
About the 16.
London needs to start burying their teams deep because their defense is really strong. They have that good offense, but they really haven't got the good field position this year. And this game started off on, London buried Lakewood with, pretty good field position as far as London's concerned.
We'll get you up to date on the starting defense as soon as this play is over. You got a double wide out here to the left. They give it to the fullback off the left side. Gain of about 7 yard line, or 7 yards, excuse me. Go ahead, Darby, give them that starting defense.
Okay, we have ends at 21, Brad Seal, number 81, Drew Dwyer. Tackles, number 59, Ron Myers, number 76, Shad Good. At linebackers, number 20, Brent North, number 35, Ty Dollar, number 46, Pete Robinson, and number 50, Jason Noble.
Okay, you got that wide out, double wide out to the left again. They're running that halfback off the right side. London stuffed them that time for looked like about a half-yard gain. I noticed Dusty Hubbard starting tonight on defense. I think Dusty, after 8 games, has pretty much solidified that defensive middle guard position.
We said this last week. It's really hard to get a game plan ready if you want to talk about London's defense because they play so many different players on that defense. You really don't know what kind of look they're going to come out with as far as players are concerned week to week.
Darby, he finally started playing a lot of them bigger guys in the middle to try to stop that run.
Right.
Okay, we got a cross buck back in the middle for no gain. I tell you, London gave them 7 yards on that first carry, and they just lost a yard. So Lakewood's going to have to punt here. It brings up 4th down and 5.
Let me run through this defense. I got here the rest of it here. I got number 14, Sean Kahn, number 32, Mike Harris, and number 25, Nathan Doran. And as like we said before, a lot of those players that play on that defense, I don't call every week, but we usually get them in there before the game's over. And like I said, they play a lot of different players there on that defense.
Right. We got Sexton back and Mike Harris back to receive this punt. Got a good rush on. Roger Clerk got a nice rush on. Let's see if Mike now it's going to go out of bounds on about London's 45-yard line.
Putting Sexton back there, that's kind of new there for that London punt return.
Well, he was back there last week. A lot of times London doesn't put anybody back on punts, so that's a little something we might see the rest of the year out.
I think he's more of a sure-handed person back there, too. Not so much as a running ability as being able to protect the ball. Did you make mention that this is Daubenmar's where he went to school at?
No.
Yeah, nope. That's where he went to school at, high school.
Okay.
So played ball in this field.
Okay, we have a double wide out, one left, one to the right, an I formation in the backfield. We got a roll out to the right. He's got him in the middle. Dwyer, nice catch. Gain of about 15 yards.
Kahn's pass complete to number 81, Drew.
Sean Kahn had a nice rollout here to the right, and Drew broke to the middle to the right and looked real good.
First down, Red Raiders.
I missed that play there. Zeke. I was trying to get my papers ready for this offensive lineup, and I'll give it to you after this play here, Zeke.
Okay. We got a wide out to the left and a wide out to the right, which is Tyler Hamilton and Alexander to the left. And there goes Harris off the right side. It looked like he gained about 2 yards.
Stop made by Garrett.
Let me give you that offense there, Zeke, real quick here. I got at center, number 59, Myers. At right guard, number 54, Fincham. At left guard, number 74, Rutherford. At left tackle, number 72, Maxwell. At right guard, or right tackle, I'm sorry, number 76, Shad Good. And at tight end, Drew Dwyer, number 81, and also at place tight end is number 50, Jason Noble.
Okay, you got a draw play to Teal right up the middle. Right up the middle.
Brad the Tank Teal.
Brad Steele, the ball carrier.
You know, he had to hurdle a couple of people there just to get that extra yardage. Teal's coming to his own, you know that?
Zeke, I think we both kind of laugh when Brad Teal runs the ball. He looks like he's in slow motion, but he can move down the field. It just, I don't know, he must have them long strides or something, but he can move.
He picked up 8 yards on that play. And the only way he got stopped was, I think he slipped a little bit, and number 4 on Lakewood made a real nice tackle. Okay, you got an I formation, I right, with Jackson in there at I right. You got motion on London, but it wasn't called. Harris,
ball carrier, stop made by number 34.
Harris off the right side for a gain of 2.
They seem to be keying pretty tight on Harris. And what I'm liking is what I see so far is London's coming out and trying to make a statement, which they haven't been doing too much that in the first quarter of most of their games. Usually wait till about the second quarter or the second half to really get busy. So.
Let me give you the rest of that lineup there, Zeke. At wide receivers, I got number 4, Alexander, number 46, Robinson. At fullback, number 21, Brad Teal.
And
at halfback, number 32, Mike Harris.
Got a pitch right. Ball's loose.
And London comes up with the fumble.
Yeah, Drew Dwyer jumped on that fumble. Mike got hit about a yard downfield, and that ball popped back about 2 yards. We was just fortunate that Dwyer was laying right in that area.
And Zeke, don't let me forget the quarterback, number 14, Sean Kahn.
Right, and you got Tyler Hamilton also starting at wide out, and they brought Brent North in right now.
There's been rumors out that Harris's leg has got a bum leg. Now, I don't know, it looks like he's wrapped up pretty tight there. I don't know if that had any indication.
It looks like he's favoring a little bit here. We got some type of penalty flag out here. We'll just have to wait and see what that call is.
He threaded the needle on
it. Broken up by Jared Staley.
Gary, it looks like his field must be wet because these boys are having a hard time planting and a hard time cutting.
You know, we've had rain all day today, so and that track out there is nothing but mud.
Yeah, it's mush.
I'm sure it is wet.
Because I think that ball was there. It's just that Drew slipped down before he got fully extended.
Penalty is declined.
Legal procedure on London, which is going to bring up 4th down and 9 for a first down. And I don't know what coach is up to right here, but he's not sending Clark Tobin in. So it looks like he's going to...
he's definitely going for this.
He's got a double wide out to the left with Tyler Hamilton and North. He's got Drew Dwyer at the tight end on the right side. I formation with Harris, and he just run it to Harris off the left side.
Oh, good move.
Mike's got one guy to beat, and he can't beat him.
Ball carrier Harris.
Well, Gary, it looks like you were going to, they went for your wish there, and that was to make a statement early in this ball game, and that was to put it in there and not take the field goal.
Yeah. He did opt to go for it. I would have believed I would have went ahead and kicked the field goal. When you got a field goal kicker like Tobin, and he doesn't get that many opportunities to kick it, I would have went ahead. You know, I got to see what I would have done. Of course, I'm not the coach, and I shouldn't.
But Gary, that's why you're sitting up here, buddy.
I shouldn't say that.
Okay, we got a double wide out here to the left and a motion to the right, and they're going to run it up the middle. You know, a lot of these teams have had pretty good success running on London through the middle. You know, eventually, though, London's going to stop these teams.
Right. London, in the last, I would say, last couple of weeks have gotten a lot stiffer on that run play, especially that off tackle that they were a little weak on at the beginning of the season. But as far as the run's concerned, right now for Lakewood, it's not up.
You know, Gary, we was talking about that 4th down call. You know, I can see maybe going for it if it was 4th down and 2, 4th down and 3, but he had a 4th down and 10. Yeah. So, you know, there's a little distinction there between what you should do and what you shouldn't do. You're going to run this guy outside. He might. I'll tell you what, that was a game, a touchdown saving tackle by Dorn. Nathan Dorn made a touchdown saving tackle.
And that number 10, that was who, Gary?
Well, we've always had.
That's London, bud.
Clint Gray was the ball carrier that time.
Good. Going to bring up 1st down and 10. The ball is going to be on the Lancers' 20-yard line. You got I formation motion coming to the left and one receiver here to the left. They're going to run him off the other side. Just a nice one-on-one tackle by Nathan Dorn.
And once again, Clint Gray must be their main ball carrier in this game. And you know, they played Bexley to overtime. So even though their record's only 4-4, it doesn't mean they're that bad a team.
Well,
we had our hands full with Bexley.
And yeah, that's what I was going to say there.
According to the statistics in Central Ohio, they've got one boy that's receiving real well, and their quarterback's passing real well. We haven't seen any passes yet.
I'm looking for one here.
Well, it's definitely time for one.
I got Con thinking it's going to be a pass.
David pass complete to Tyson.
A gain there. I believe they do have the 1st down. No, excuse me. It's going to bring up 3rd down about 4.
And Lakewood had a pretty good cushion right there to complete that pass. That looked like one of London's passes right there. Those quick outs there.
Well, and, you know, that quarterback put a little bit of fine zip on that ball.
Yes, he did.
He got it out there pretty quick. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4. The ball's setting on about Lakewood's 26-yard line.
Well, Zeke, are you going to throw this one too?
I believe you got to. I believe you got to pass. Get your hands up. Get your hands up. You had that knocked down by Brad Teal. Brad got his hands up with a nice rush that time and knocked that down.
And we've said this a few times about Brad Teal, and he's a football player that every coach would love to have on their football team.
Bring up 4th down and 4. Dropping Sexton and Harris back deep on the punt. I'd like to see Mike get a little run back action this time. He hasn't had too many opportunities this year to specialize in that kind of situation. They got a return on, and we got another bad kick. I think it hit Lakewood in the back. Yeah, it hit Lakewood in the back up here because the back judge here threw the marker down where it hit him at.
Yeah, once they touch the ball, does that kill it?
It should. It should. That ball, yeah, they're bringing it up where it first got touched at.
Clark comes sliding in there and throw a hip for some reason. That's kind of a dangerous thing, come flying in there where that football's sitting. When you touch that football now, it's live, you know.
Well, it's just inexperience in there. Inexperience. Roger will be a top-notch football player here next year. Okay, you got Alexander White to the right and Tyler Hamilton to the left, and Teal and Harris in the backfield in an I formation. Con under center. And it's just a handoff to Mike Harris. Gain of about 6 yards there.
Lakewood so far, they've been plugging up that inside run pretty good.
Well, you noticed, I noticed, Darby, a lot more of these teams are starting to go for Mike's legs. Earlier in the year, you had them trying to get him around the shoulder pads, around the middle, and you just can't bring Mike down unless you do take his feet out from under him.
Right.
We'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Ball on Lakewood 45-yard line. They got a option play with Kahn. Kahn to the left. Sean made a nice run there, gain of about 15 yards, gets the first down.
And Sean Kahn always makes that that pitch and that option look like a pro. He knows when to hang on to it, and he knows when to keep it too, and he's deadly on the option.
Well, it looked like Brad Teal thought he was going to keep it there. He had to kind of get it back out of Brad there to get out around the side there. But that was a real nice run by Sean Kahn. There you got a wide out both sides, and hand off to Teal up the middle.
Oh, look out!
They better catch you, big boy. They better catch a big boy.
Number 21.
He's got it down to the 5-yard line.
Man on a mission, man.
Isn't that Brad the Tank Teal? Isn't that what you called him a couple weeks ago?
I kind of coined that a couple weeks ago. You know, he runs like a fullback.
5-yard line.
Definitely.
When a fullback sees that goal line, it's hard to bring him down.
And he was seeing pay dirt then.
It brings up first down on Lakewood's 4-yard line. London's in the T or I formation. Hand off to Harris off the right side. Little drive. Touchdown, Mike Harris.
Number 32, Mike Harris.
You know what? I seen more trying to steal the ball that time than I did see trying to bring the ball player down. A lot of these players are going more for trying to steal the ball. And they've gotten away from, hey, let's put the player down.
Right.
The ball is academic.
Well, you know,
want the ball, but what are you going to do?
Mike's had trouble in the last 3 weeks holding on to that football. I'm sure they saw that in the films.
Well, Zeke,
We got the Toe Tobin on to kick the extra point. It's down. It's up. It's good. And with 2:45 left to go in the first quarter, you have London 7, Lakewood nothing.
You know, Zeke, I had the toe there with 29 extra points, and the paper again had him for 30, so I must have missed another one.
Well,
but that will make 31 out of 35 here.
According to the Central Ohio, he's ranked second in Central Ohio in kick scoring, and he's accumulated 42 points going into the Knights ball game. You got Mike Harris, number 2 in Central Ohio in rushing, only shy of about 30 or 40 yards on the guy that's ahead of him.
And with less carries.
Yeah, the guy's probably got 15, 20 more carries than Mike. You know, but that kid over Reynoldsburg is a fine running back. I've seen some of the highlight films on him. He is a fine running back, but he's not at a winning program like Mike Harris is at.
Very true. You know, and Washington Courthouse found out the hard way last week is Mike Harris isn't this football team. He's a big part of it. He's the big gun. But and they'll hurt you just as bad with Brad Teal and Mike Harris and Drew Dwyer and the rest of them.
Good Clark Tobin ready to kick off here. Yeah, he's taking it deep. Another nice kick.
Beautiful.
This is in the end zone.
Beautiful.
The ball is out of the end zone. That's a nice kick by Clark Tobin.
A toe got his toe into that one.
He sure did. That's about the second or third time he's been able to do that this year. Of course, most of the time they don't let him kick long, but I guess the coaches refined that special team area, and they've been able to stick it, you know, stick them long kicks that we've been looking for.
You know, the goal of your kickoff team is to hold the opponents inside the 30-yard line. And anytime you can kick that ball out of the end zone and get it inside the 20, that's doing your job.
Exactly.
Score 7-0 here at Calhoun Field.
You got Lakewood starting on their own 20-yard line. Motion to the right there. It looks like it's going to be a run off the right side. It's just a sprint out to the right.
Get on the ball carrier.
Good hit there by Noble. Come in there and laid a lick on there. I don't see who first got a hold of him.
I think Jackson was in on that pile up, and Noble was in on that pile, and I think Pete Robinson was close to it.
And Jackson every week is starting to become a better football player. Is really starting to become part of the offense and defense.
Well,
this London team.
You know, the more you get involved and the more you spend time on the field, you start getting familiar with the players. Sweep here to the left.
Good play by Sean Kahn.
Kahn was a little bit out of control right there and just got his hand down there to make the stop.
One of them shoestring tackles.
Yep.
That's a first down.
First down, left serve.
And that's Lakewood's first down.
You know, Gary, I had trouble locating who had the football that time. I thought
watching the ball carrier, number 4 had the ball.
I thought the up back coming through the line was carrying that football.
They called him molester. I don't even see his number 4 on here.
You know, we've run into that a lot lately on these different programs of kids not listed.
Come on, dude.
Mark Garrett, the ball carrier for the Lancers.
That was another sweep around the left. Sean Kahn has to make the tackle again.
You know, Zeke, looked like Nathan Dorn had a chance to cut him down right there at the line of scrimmage, and it almost was that he didn't even see the ball carrier.
Well, it looked to me like, Darby, somebody had him by the legs.
Oh, I see. I didn't see that.
He was trying to come out this way, and it looked like 2 guys had his legs. Because I was watching him also, and it looks like he was having trouble getting turned around there. Okay, they're bringing a wide out to the right. You got Ty Dowler over there on the wide side of the field. They're going to run the fullback up the middle. You know, one thing we noticed about Lakewood is they don't have that big punishing fullback like 3 or 4 of the teams that we saw this year. It looks like all their boys in there only go about 170, 160 pounds.
And Zeke, your man right there was coming out of he come off the bottom of that pile, and that was Noble, number 50.
It looked like they found a weakness over the left side, and they were able to run 2 successive first downs.
We got encroachment on Brad Rutherford. You know, I tell everybody that Brad got hurt last week, and they had to take him off the field and take him out to emergency room. And it doesn't look like it was too serious. He's back out here tonight, and it looks like he's full go. So, you know, we're thankful that Brad's back because he is a fine young sophomore on this team.
That Zeke got some kind of a break, and then they took him over to the Ohio State Clinic, I believe it was, and found out it wasn't what they thought it was. They had a second opinion, right? Otherwise he probably would have still been out.
Well, it doesn't look like it's bothering him much, Gary, especially since he's got him playing both ways tonight.
I would say so.
You know, that's something we talked about earlier in the year, is getting some of that beef in on this defense,
right.
And Myers took that under control. Hey, you got Dowler out here.
Get in there.
Oh, it was just a quarterback draw all the way. We got a penalty flag down. It must have been a clip or a holding on Lakewood. Mike Harris had to make that stop. You know, Darby, you shouldn't have your defensive backs making all the stops.
Brian Davis, the tailback, he's running pretty swift there.
We got a hold, it looks like, on Lakewood.
You got to have that outside end containment. If you got your end out there, your outside linebacker, they got to contain it and get it to the inside.
Drew Dwyer looked like he overran the quarterback that time. He ran too far by him. When he turned and tried to put a hand on him, the guy sprinted out by him.
Right.
Well, they picked up a first down on that play, but it brought the ball back to London's 48-yard line because the holding was up where the tackle was.
Up the first down, Lancers.
I think this fourth quarter is going to be over before they get this off.
Well, I hope so, because Lakewood's got a wide out to the left and nobody on him.
0, London 7.
Well, so far, like you said, it's 7-0 for London. Going into the second quarter.
Lakewood Athletics
Lakewood looks like they got a pretty good running game that they started to come up with here. It's going up to London and see what this problem is and shut that down. Got about, what, 3 or 4 first downs in a row.
Yeah, they seem to be moving the ball well around our ends. And usually, you don't gain yardage around the ends. It's usually through the middle on London.
Ticket information, please contact a booster.
Like you said, Zeke, they don't have that big punishing fullback as the other teams do, and they're going to have to find some other way to get this ball down the field besides going up the middle.
Yeah, they're utilizing their speed to the outside, and somebody's doing a good job of walling off our defensive ends and our linebackers.
Right.
And once again, we're here in the Lakewood crowd, so you're going to hear a lot of cheering for Lakewood. It seems like almost a mile from the London stands.
You know, I get questions all the time about if I ever show up in any of the ball games, Gary, because nobody ever sees us over on the other side.
Yeah, right. I think he's as effective as
Okay, we're going to start the second quarter with Lakewood going north this time.
With
They're running DJ now on the defensive line.
Yeah, they've been using DJ a little bit there at defensive tackle, utilizing his speed. And you know, actually, Gary, their offensive line's not that much bigger than DJ. Lakewood's actually got a small weight-wise team. They're running that option play to the left. And I tell you what,
That was a pretty good pitch.
he made a nice pitch.
Ball for the Lancers.
Shad Good had grabbed the quarterback, and he pitched that ball out. And Con and Noble had to come up and make that tackle, and he gained, well, almost first down. In fact, I think they'll give him a first down here once the head dog gets over there.
Quarterback looked like he took a page out of Sean Collins' book the way he's holding on that ball until he's getting hit.
Well, they got that good speed to the outside, it seems, and they're going to use it.
Well, it's going to bring up second down in about 3 inches. I don't know why we didn't measure this thing. Got a wide out here to the right, motion going back to the left. And I'm with Gary, but it's not going to happen that way.
Mark Guerin carries the ball for the Lancers.
That's a gain of about 3 yards, and that gives them enough for the first down.
46, Pete Robinson, and 50, Jason Noble.
Noble and Robinson in on that tackle.
You know, it's kind of odd right there that Lakewood does have somewhat of a passing game, as we talked about before, and it's second down, and you only need like a centimeter for a first down. Why not pass the ball, AFC, and you know, try it downfield?
That's very well said there, Darby. That is a great possibility. Most coaches take advantage of that. Motion back to the left again. You got a pitch out here to the right. Oh, Pete Robinson and
46, Pete Robinson.
Nathan Dorn controlled that play real well.
Nathan Dorn.
Yeah, that was just one time where Lakewood tried to put their speed against London's speed, and London overcame it.
Right. That's what they got to have on those when they try to run it around the outside. They got to shut them down. Don't let them beat them to the outside and kill them with those long runs.
I don't think Lakewood's going to break any big gains as far as running over any of our guys, but they might have a little bit of speed on some of our outside guys. Here we got a wide out to both sides and a straight backfield. Got motion coming back here to the right. He's going to roll. He's going to try the option play again.
Oh!
You got to get him, fellas. You got to get him.
Just as you said, they weren't going to break that play. I started to interrupt.
And Drew Dwyer on that play, he blitzed, and he just missed the quarterback before he pitched that ball.
Well, Mike Harris had to make that stop on the 10-yard line to save a touchdown. Well, you know, that's what I said, Gary. They got speed, and if they can get out around our guys.
When you said that, I just going to say I wouldn't bet on that because they've been moving that ball pretty quick to the outside, and one good block and somebody's gone.
London's not getting the right amount of men out on that option play. You got it to this side this time. It's going to be a touchdown. It's going to be a touchdown.
Untouched.
They made it look easy.
10 yards untouched.
Yeah. You know what it looked like to me that time, that London's defense didn't even see who had the football.
They've been hiding that ball real well.
Yes, they have.
They've been fooling me a lot. I don't know about you guys. They've been fooling me a lot.
You know, Zeke, am I mistaken, or is Sean Kahn playing both teams here tonight? Because, you know, we talked about Sean Kahn, how well he plays that option. And Lakewood's quarterback, he plays that option pretty well himself.
Well, he's an awful little guy in there, too. It's hard to even see him scatting out there. We got Lakewood down with the kick. There's a penalty. We might have encroachment on London or illegal procedure on Lakewood. Encroachment on London.
There is a flag on the play. Penalty is offside against the defensive team.
Going to take that penalty. It's going to take it halfway to the distance to the goal. So it should put the ball on the 1.5 unless they decide to mark it off on the kickoff. Now they're taking it down to the 1.5.
Yeah, that was a dead ball foul, Zeke. I got to kick this again.
Well, let's see if we can get a little rush on here. It's good. The kick's good.
The point attempt is good. score, Lancer 7, Red Raiders 7.
You know, that possession there by Lakewood took about 6 minutes off the clock. They controlled that ball real well and kept it away from London.
Well, this game seems like it's really zipping along now. Is it just me, guys, or is it moving?
Well, there's not a whole lot of passing going on. We're not stopping the ball. The
Right.
clock a lot.
We go rooting for Ohio State, we go rooting for London. We don't have Mike Kahn and DJ Jackson back deep, and they're going to hop it to Jackson. He's got it up. He's going to take it to the other side. He's got it open field, and he runs right into two guys. If he'd have stayed outside, I think he would have took that a little farther.
That's what I look for here, but I think they had some pretty good defense strung out to that left side.
That's going to give London the ball on their own 30-yard line to start this drive with.
Jeff Lewis. First down, London.
Got Hamilton and Alexander coming out here wide to the left. You got Harris and Teal in that I formation with Kahn under center.
And usually when they do this, they run it to the opposite.
You got motion and back to Mike up the middle.
Harris, the ball carrier.
You know, it's what I said earlier. They're just going for Mike's legs up there in the middle of the line.
Right. You can't let Mike Harris get in the open. That's when he's the most dangerous. You know, we've talked about all the moves he's got, and he'll make you miss.
Hey, you got Brent North split out wide to the left and Alexander wide to the right. And you got the tight end to this side of the field. And here comes Harris. He needs one block.
Oh!
I tell you,
the ball carrier.
Brent North stood there and just one-on-one that guy. If he'd have got a block, Mike would have broke it.
First down, London.
Yeah, that's the only
Tell you
thing.
what, the defense played that play perfect, though. And Mike, the way they sandwiched him in there.
Well, if he'd have got that block, there wouldn't have been any choice.
Right.
You know, the guy was coming from behind on Mike. If that other guy hadn't been in front of him, it wouldn't have been any choice. That was a gain enough for a first down. Wide out to the right, Alexander here to the left, and a fullback up the middle.
Oh, beautiful run.
Steal the ball carrier.
He got hit at the line of scrimmage and drug two guys with him for 5 yards.
And stood that guy up that hit him.
You know, your offense is running smooth when you can pick up 5 yards on first down.
Yep.
Because that gives you so many options on second and third down. You got Jackson in at a wide out, and Alexander. You got the tight end to the right side of the field. That fullback off the right side this time. That was a gain of 4 yards.
They're using Teal quite a bit. And by the way, Zeke, I want to take this moment to congratulate you on your win in the Halloween Bowl.
Well, thank you, Gary. Really appreciate that. We had a real good time.
How you doing? Okay. We want to get up on top up there? Go through.
Good. You got Alexander wide out to the right and Brent North here to the left. Harris in the up back, and you got Kahn doing that quarterback sneak that Gary likes so well.
John Kahn carries the ball.
I don't know if he dropped that ball or not.
Red Raiders.
Well, it looked like that ball was recovered by Lakewood, but they're giving it back to London. Hey, London's just controlling that ball, and they're making a nice drive down the field here.
We got a little under 7.5 minutes left in the second half, in the second quarter. Score 7-7.
Okay. Got a cross buck back to Harris. He's changing field. Mike did a real sweet move that time. That was sweet.
Harris carries the ball.
That was one of them old Gale Sayers moves right there.
Well, I'm going to say, hey, what's happening?
Or Barry Sanders, more like in modern day time.
And Gary, usually when you double back like that and you can get out there, the pursuit of the defense is coming the opposite direction, the way that you were running the first time. Usually you can break a big one.
Every time Mike handles that ball on first down, Darby, he picks up 5 yards. We have not yet had a gain by him under 5 yards on first down. We got Teal off the right side, or a left side, excuse me.
That run, that's
a gain of 4 yards. Going to bring up third down and 1. Yeah, this is just a continual procession right down the field. London's controlling the ball, controlling the clock. They have the ball on Lakewood 35-yard lines with 6 minutes and 49 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Brings up 3rd down and 1. Okay, you got a handoff to Harris off the right side. He did that nice spin move. That was a gain of about 7 yards. 1st down.
It's just a matter of time, you guys, that take a runner like Mike, or a ball carrier like Mike. It's just a matter of time. One of these carries, he's going to break it, and then it's going to be Katie bar the door.
Right.
It's just, you got to keep it given to your pay dirt man.
You know, it's like what we was talking there last week, Gary, that, you know, if you give him the ball 30 times and he gets 5-7 yards a carry, he's going to get 150, 200 yards a game just at that many carries. We got option pass to Drew Dwyer. No, Drew Dwyer.
And we got a flag.
We got a flag because we got a lineman downfield.
Dwyer, flag on the play.
You got number 54 downfield and number 74 downfield. I don't know if that was designed to be a pass or not.
He threw it.
Yeah, he threw it. He threw it because he didn't have no place to go.
Eligible receiver downfield against London.
See, I don't believe that should have been passed. You know, that always looks good until that penalty gets slapped on you. It'd have been better off for him to eat that one.
I'd like to see him stick that Eddie Hamilton in there and send him down.
I think he would have actually lost more yards if he got...
Now, he was right back up the line of scrimmage, Darby, on that pitch. And when I looked, I saw the official throwing the flag right at 2 of our linemen. Okay, we got a wide out over here to the parking lot and another one over to the other side. And he just gives it back to Harris off the left side.
Harris, the ball carrier.
He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Stop by Titchener.
Yeah, and there we are again, a gain of 5 yards. Yeah, Mike has real good success running that ball off of both tackles. And once he breaks that front line and he can turn on his speed and use his moves, I think that's where Mike's most dangerous, coming through the line.
I mean, he picked up 7 that time.
He's got a big, strong offensive line, and he got Brad Teal blocking for him.
Actually,
We got that option play. Got Harris sprinting out here. Oh, nice run. Nice run. That was a hard-fought 3 yards, but Mike bounced off of 3 ball players before they finally drove him out of bounds.
I tell you what, they scouted that play very well because they sit there and they had 3 people sitting out there waiting for Harris to take that pitch.
See, that's what we got to do when we're on defense. We got to learn which guy we have to pick up out there with which man. Okay, it's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 7. Alexander wide to the right, and Brent North here wide to the left. Teal at full and Harris at tail. Conn's rolling. He's got Alexander. He's got Alexander open. He just overthrew him.
Con pass intended for Jared Alexander, incomplete.
Okay, that's going to bring up 4th down and 7 for the 1st down, and the ball's on the 25-yard line. I don't look for him to try a field goal to here. You know what? What I think maybe they should have did, Darby and Gary, that time was throwed a little shorter pass. You know, 4th down and 7.
Yeah.
It brings up 4th down 7. At that time, it was only 3rd and 7. I think he tried to go a little too deep that time. Okay.
Got the ball on the 25-yard line, like I said, 4th and 7.
This brings up a big play, Gary. 4th down and 7, 4 minutes and 52 seconds. They need to get this 1st down. Okay. Screen.
Good time.
Got him.
Oh,
Interference.
Drew Dwyer.
There you go. I tell you what.
He's hurt. He got popped.
Drew Dwyer sitting out there at 6'4".
Flag there.
Drew Dwyer sitting out there at 6'4", and that defensive back is about 5'2", and they met right at Drew Dwyer's waist, and I think it knocked the wind out of Drew Dwyer because he's having trouble coming off field there. That's going to bring up 1st down. That's an automatic 1st down. So, you know, they killed themselves that time.
Well, it's better to kill themselves that way than to give up the touchdown.
Right, because that was
set for a touchdown. So they probably made the right play.
You know, they had 3 guys on him, and it just so happened the littlest guy out there is the one that he ran into. That boy made a fine pop on him that time.
Oh, did he ever make a pop?
That's one thing as a receiver you hate to see when you're uncovered like that reaching for a pass, to have one of them defensive backs take you through the middle. Okay, we got wideouts both sides. Kahn under center. Harris off the right side. He cuts back. He spins. The whole bevy of tacklers there. Gain of probably a yard.
Ball carrier for the Red Raiders.
Gaggle, Gary. That was the gaggle. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. And the ball sitting on the 7-yard line.
On the stop for the Lancers.
Excuse me, ball sitting on the 10-yard line. 4 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the quarter. A little change up here this time. I wouldn't imagine that they'd give that ball to Teal, would they? Maybe come off the left side of the center there. Nope, Harris straight up the middle. Oh, nice run, Mike Harris. That takes the ball down to the 4-yard line. London can still get a 1st down if they get it down to the 2.
Clint Gray and Mark Guerin on the stop for the Lancers.
We'll bring up 3rd down and 1 for a 1st down.
You think it's Teal time?
3rd down and 4 for a touchdown.
Gary, I'd like to see the old Buffalo package right about here.
I heard that.
Well, let's see what we got here. No, you're not going to get the Buffalo package. You got the double wideouts, 1 split to each side. Teal and Harris in the backfield. Harris off the right side, touchdown.
And he was untouched there.
Mike Harris, touchdown.
Well, he went off the side that had the tight end on it. And, of course, they've had Noble in there at tight end since Dwyer got the wind knocked out of him.
Well, there comes Drew. That's good to see.
Well, you got to have Big Drew in there for this blocking on the extra point team. I'm sure he got that wind back in his gills there. But he's also probably going to have to stay bend over for the rest of the game, looking for that little back running around out there.
He's in very good shape, so
that ball's up.
Quite a bit to put him out.
That was a nice kick. He had nice distance on that and nice height.
Lakewood 7, London 14.
And we're, like I say, once again, we're right here in the middle of the doorway, and there's a lot of traffic going through here. So if you hear a lot of interference on the microphone, that's the problem. And I also want to apologize to you folks who are watching the game on Channel 2. I put the game on Channel 2, and all of a sudden I leave and the player stops playing. He just quits and starts eating up the tape. So I get home and find out it's not on. I go back out to the place to check it out and had to go get another tape player and put it back on. So that's the reason it didn't get back on until 7:30. So I apologize to you for that. If anything can go wrong, it seems like it has this year.
Well, Gary, I think you've done a real fine job this year with the production that you're doing, and you know, traveling to all these faraway schools. I think you're really doing a commendable job.
And it's all made possible with that cameraman, Carl King.
They ought to have a Gary Day.
Well, we're at Calhoun Field, your field, so you can call it whatever you want.
You know, I thought, Gary, that you only named a field after somebody after they died. We're here at Darby Calhoun Memorial Field. I think we're in that location where we'd make a better door than we would a window.
Yeah, we're getting close to halftime, and everybody's trying to make their way into it.
You know, I got Clark Tobin. He just kicked his ball about 10 feet straight up in the air. And he's breaking it.
Josh Green returns the Red Raider kick.
Roger Clerk made a touchdown-saving tackle that time. Roger Clerk made a nice tackle. You know, I think Clark got underneath that ball so much that it went straight up in the air, and it was almost a disaster there. You know, we got guys coming in now this booth that's never been here all night.
I think we're downtown Broad Street right now.
Maybe they got a little establishment upstairs, Gary, we don't know about.
Looks that way.
Hey, you got motion coming back to the left. You got Harris covering the motion man. They're running the option. Not this time, fellas. Not this time.
Stop made by number 54. Adam Pincham.
Adam Pincham make that tackle.
You know, he made a little slicing move there to the left, Adam did, and was right there, and that quarterback didn't have any room.
And that's what they're going to have to do, because you give that quarterback 2 or 3 steps, and he works that option to perfection.
Right, and they had the option man pretty well covered on that too.
Well, we got a defensive weight advantage in there. Our defensive linemen are bigger than their offensive linemen. We ought to start shoving them around. Pass, completion.
Oh, good tackle.
Pass complete to Tyson.
Mike Harris
32,
and Jason Noble out there.
High-low on that one, Zeke.
Sean Kahn, I think, was out there.
I'm trying to get that one number coming back across the field here. And I can still see his helmet, but I can't see his number. I think it was Brad Teal was out there. Number 21, yeah, Brad Teal was out there. Yeah, that was just a real nice open field tackle to, actually they only gained about 3 yards on that pass. You got a minute 58 left to go in the quarter, and you know they're going to keep on passing. And I think Lakewood will do the passing because they are a good passing team. Yeah, halfback pass. Oh my goodness, Dusty Hubbard. Oh man.
Go ahead, neighbor.
That was just tremendous.
That's what I'm talking about out there on Liberty.
Zeke, Lakewood is not going to be able to do this trick stuff.
We got timeout London.
Of the penetration, London's getting defensively on their defensive line. They got to, if they're going to pass, they got to get rid of the ball quickly.
Well, Darby and Gary, the thing of it is, London's just so much bigger than this Lakewood team. The time they come through that line of scrimmage, that poor little halfback couldn't even see where he was supposed to throw it. We got timeout London with a minute 37 and 14. Okay, now they're dropping the guy back to punt, and this is something I do not understand. We're not putting anybody back deep. Evidently, we're going to try for that block. And we're not getting a good rush on.
And they're going to get a good roll out of this. They're going to take us around about the 6-yard line.
Tyson punt rolls dead at the 8-yard line. London, first down.
Yeah, London called a timeout that time, and we would have thought that you'd have put a return on. They didn't rush it or return it, either one, and now they're taking over the ball on their own 8-yard line. Yeah, that's a little hard to understand why you do those things.
You know, the only thing I think is maybe they thought they were going to try to fake it there, Zeke.
Yeah, this close to halftime, that's very possible. Like you said, Darby, they may have thought he was looking for a fake punt.
Well, you got Mike Harris with his feet setting in their end zone. Fullback off the left side. That was a gain of about 3 yards, going to bring up second down and 7, second down and 8.
Assisted by Josh Green.
That's right.
Get out of this half with a 7-point lead.
Yeah, you got the clock's running at 47 seconds. I believe that's all they're going to do is just run the clock out. They're splitting North and Alexander out wide, and they got Drew Dwyer on the right side, run to Harris. There's Mike making that spin move. Gain of about 4 yards.
This would be a good place for Harris to break when we got plenty of open field there. Just watch him smoke right down that field.
Mike right now really working his tail off for 4 and 5.
I don't think they're going to run it. No. You just saw, I think, the last play of the quarter.
And we got a
timeout London.
I guess Coach doesn't want to run another play.
Well, I don't understand it, but I think they didn't want to take the penalty. Is the only reason they called the timeout. They didn't want to take the delay of game penalty because the clock did start at 29 seconds.
That's time. Where are we going? Come on, see, you need to boost up.
Okay, you got Kahn under center here. Draw play to Harris.
That's what it was.
I tell you what, he breaks one. He's gone.
Look out,
he's gone.
Look out.
Block Alexander. He fumbled the football. Fumble. And that's the end of the first half.
Harris is the ball carrier. There was a fumble on the play. The Lancers
just didn't
recovered.
quite make it.
Into the first half.
That's the end of the first half. London 14, Lakewood 7.
Garrett Sailing recovered the fumble.
So we're going to hang tough, Carl. Let me see where you're at.
You want a full roof there. He's just strolling up to the line. Did you see him? Did you see him over there?
We have our own town. You have that too?
Yeah, I guess the PA announcers have been calling Dusty Hubbard Picklesheimer here in the first half, and I went up and straightened that out with the game announcer. London needs to send a program over with Dusty's number and correct name in there for now on.
Jackson, deep for the Red Raiders.
Picklesheimer.
Right. That's the name that's in the program.
Dusty Picklesheimer.
So now we've got it straightened out here.
Okay, Dusty, now you're a Picklesheimer, buddy.
Well, we got Mike Harris back and Jackson back for this kick. And I'll tell you what, London's got that played just right. Jackson, he let one man bring him down on about the 33-yard line.
To the 34-yard line. Stop made by number 35.
Those kind of plays baffle me because I know you're supposed to follow the way they set up, the return is set up. But it looked like me he'd have picked up more yards if he'd have headed straight up the field. Am I wrong in my thinking?
Well, he ran more to the right than what he ran forward. Okay, London's got double wide out here to the left and Teal and Harris in the I formation. It's going to be just a straight handoff to Harris. He's taking it off the right side. He might have it. No, they pushed him out of bounds after a gain of 7 yards.
I was listening to the radio announcer that this game was on the radio, and I understand that he was a little upset with, he wasn't too happy with what Harris has done so far. And I think Harris has got over 130 yards, doesn't he, Zeke?
Well, according to the statistic that John Licklider was so graciously giving us at halftime, he had 17 carries for 128 yards and 2 TDs the first half. And the first carry of the second half, he picked up 7 yards. So, you know, we can keep talking about Mike all we want. Mike's going to get his yards. And you know what? I think Coach Dobbenmeyer is highly aware of that. Mike has carried the ball twice already in the second half, and he's gained 15 yards.
First down, London.
How can you be upset? I don't understand how you can be upset with 120 yards.
We have London with 222 total yards in the first half, and Lakewood with 84 total yards in the first half. So that sounds real great to me. Brad Teal off the right side for a gain of 3 yards.
Teal carries the ball.
Going to bring up second down and 7. You know, we're sitting here, and to our right about 5 yards, we have one of the Lakewood scouting, or excuse me, Hillsborough scouts over here to our right. They're here tonight checking out what London is up to. And Gary's got me turning around here. Harris off the left side, spin move, one guy. Mike made a nice run that time.
The ball carrier stopped by number 5, Josh Green.
For a gain of about 2 yards. Going to bring up third down and 5. I thought maybe I was doing the Watusi there, Gary. Trying to get myself back in front of the microphone. Okay, it's third down and 5, and we're on Lakewood's 48-yard line. You got wide out Alexander to the right and Tyler Hamilton here to the left. Kahn under center. A handoff to Harris off the right side. One move. He just has to break it. Good cut, Mike. That was a gain of 22 yards that time by Mike Harris.
He got trampled on after he was down there. He didn't like that too well.
He used his blockers rather well that time, Gary. He made the cut when the guy blocked to the inside. He made his cut to the outside.
Well, it looks like London went back in at halftime, made the adjustments, and it looks like they're going to run this football and give it to Mike Harris. Because he's averaging about 7-8 yards per carry now, Zeke? In the second half, that is.
Yeah, he's picking up his usual runs here, and then he'll break one here for too long. They got Harris off the right side, and they just got him by the legs.
Harris, the ball carrier, stop made by number 82, Rob Kitchener.
Going to bring up second down and 7, gain of 3 yards that time.
And we got Zeke here doing the forbidden dance. What is that, the lambada?
Well, you know, I got Lakewood Band over here harmonizing. I guess the fans here think that band's a little more exciting in this football game. I noticed a lot of the parents have left after halftime here at Lakewood. Usually that means they got a good band.
Harris, the ball carrier.
Another run by Mike Harris, picked up about 3 yards on the right side. Going to bring up 4th down and about 5 here.
Garen, Cormican, and Green on the stop for the Lancers.
Hey, we got some parents up here with their video camera taping the band over here on the Lakewood side, so it's bringing some excitement to the stands here. You got Brent North wide to the left and Alexander wide to the right with a Harris in the up back spot. And Kahn had trouble getting a hold of that football. That was 3rd down that time. Mike picked up another 2 yards. So we're just going to bring up 4th down and 2. So we can either look for a run this time or a little jump past Drew Dwyer, which we've only seen a couple of times this year. And the night's turned into a pretty good evening after all the rain we had today. This is a pretty good night to play football. We've got Kahn under center. He's trying to draw him off sides. We're just going to give the ball to Harris. I don't know if he's got it or not. We're just going to have to wait to see where they spot it at. I believe he's got it. They're moving the chains.
1st and 10.
Yes.
1st down, London.
That puts.
I think Darby went to sleep on us. Darby, you still here?
You know, Gary, I thought about elbowing him.
All the way over there. I thought I wasn't supposed to do nothing. I thought I figured.
Gary, I thought about elbowing him, but there's people on the left of him, and I thought he would fall over on top of him.
I had to think of one reason why I wasn't saying that.
All right, Kahn to Teal. Option. He waits. Cut back. I tell you what, they had a whole gang of defenders out here.
Stop made by Brian Davis.
About 5 guys on Harris that time, stopping that option play. You know, I think Sean that time saw all them defenders and thought maybe he didn't want that football. Okay, London has the ball on Lakewood's 20-yard line, and they lost 3 yards on that carry. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 13.
I'd like to see London go ahead and throw the football. I mean, they've had a couple receivers open tonight. They just haven't connected too many times.
Well, you got wide out to both sides. You've got Teal in motion. We don't see too much of that motion. Roll to the right. He's got 2 blockers ahead of him. If he wants to throw that back, I tell you, he was lucky. Sean Kahn was lucky that did not get intercepted.
He took a pretty big hit there when he threw the football.
Well, that's the price you pay when you roll out of that pocket. You become a ball carrier once you roll out of that pocket. So that's going to bring up 2nd down, or 3rd down and 13 for 1st down. I just hope they can pick up part of this and get Tobin on the field.
You were talking about this band, and this band is taking over for this crowd here. This crowd's more into the band than they are the football game.
You know, Gary, this reminds me of the Ohio State Northwestern games in the past when Northwestern hasn't been that good. The band always takes over the show for the Northwestern team. We got Harris off the right side for no gain at all. Yeah. We're going to have Tobin on to try a field goal.
By Rob Pitchner.
It's going to be a kick of about 36 yards.
Come on over this way, guys. Maybe that'll help.
So we got Tobin on to try the kick, and we got Kahn to hold. And like I said, it's going to bring up about a 36-yard field goal attempt. It's down.
Off to the right.
Actually, it was off to the right and short.
Field goal attempt. Not good. Lancers take over. 1st down. Lancers.
These Lancers have played a pretty good ball game for a team. Like I said, it's only 4-4. They've been holding London's offense in check pretty well.
Well, you know, they played Olentangy last week 9-7, and Olentangy had to make a late game charge to come out a winner. You got option here, option play. You got tackle by Nathan Dorn and 76 Shad Good.
Assisted by number 76, Shad Good.
you know, we talked last week about this Shad Good. You know, he chases the play, and he also makes some sacks in the backfield. And for a kid that's running about 228, 230, he's got exceptional speed.
Yep.
You know, anytime you can run down a fleet little quarterback like he just did, that shows you've got some speed. Okay, we got a wide out to the other side. It's a drop back. It's a drop back. We got a rush on. Dwyer, Brad Teal, Shad Good.
You know, Shad Good forced him out of that pocket there, and Drew Dwyer stepped up, and he had nowhere to go. He was just going to have to eat it.
You know, I think Drew Dwyer plays like a monster linebacker. They move him around to the wide side of the field, or like last week when they were gaining the yards up the middle, they moved him in at middle linebacker.
And they shoot him all over the place.
Drew does an exceptional job at whatever spot he is out there. We've got a motion out here to the right and two wide outs to that side. Sacked by Drew Dwyer for a loss of about 5 yards.
That was a beautiful sack there. Blind side hit. He didn't know what hit him.
You know,
it looked like Lloyd coming through there from Vicksburg.
Actually, it looked like the Jolly Green Giant whipping up on a pea. That was a nice play, Drew. You know, he just come through there untouched, and I don't see how you miss a guy that's 6'3" and 205. You got Lakewood back to punt. We have Sexton and Harris back. You know, this guy is not kicking anything fancy, but all line drives.
Here we go.
Harris down the right sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds on Lakewood's 47-yard line.
Knocked out of bounds on the 47-yard line.
Their special teams right here.
Rod Pitcher on the tackle for the Lancers, first down London.
They got to work on just a little bit. They need to have those big returns. They need to break one every now and then. That's why I would like to see DJ back there with the speed a little bit.
Well, the thing of it is, it's just their special teams as far as punting and punt receiving is inconsistent.
Right.
And you're in the 8th game or 9th game of the year, it's got to be more consistent than that. Pitch to Harris right. I'll tell you, somebody slipped a tackle out there and threw Mike for a 1-yard loss.
Stop made by number 82, Rod Pitcher.
You know, last week Washington Courthouse did the same thing to Mike Harris. I mean, they started slowing him down a little bit, and that's when they threw the screen to him. If you remember, they gave him the football different ways and got it to some of their other players.
Well, there's a lot of ways you can get the ball to a good running back. You just have to utilize him, and that's a draw play straight up the middle.
Beautiful.
Cut to the left. He's gone, and then he runs right into the guy.
Mike Harris, the ball carrier. Stop made by Brian Davis.
That was a gain of 24 yards.
First down London.
Mike's sitting here right now, edging closer to that 200-yard mark.
I wonder what this radio announcer thinks about Harrison in the second half.
Well, you know, Gary, I don't know if he's up there keeping statistics or not. But, you know, I usually can keep pretty good statistics in my head, and I knew Mike was having a pretty good rushing night. You know, he wasn't doing anything real flashy until that last play of the first half. But Mike will get you the 5-7 yards of carry. Draw play to Teal off the left side. I tell you, the tank is running hard. He's brought down out here after a gain of about 7 yards, and he just ran over two defensive backs.
Brad Teal, the ball carrier. Fowler and Guerin on the stop for Lakewood.
It must be really nice to have a fullback like that. When you have to pick up your 6 and 7 yards, you know you can give it to Brad Teal.
Well, it's consistent, Darby. They've got two guys that can run that ball consistent, and then they got Sean Kahn that can pick up the yards when he has to. We got wide out both sides and I formation, and he took at himself. I'll tell you what, that was a little busted play. We got a flag down, so I don't know what we have there. But the flag was thrown right in on the holding London. We have holding London. That's going to be a long one.
Holding against the Red Raiders.
That's going to bring up second down and probably 16. excuse me, 2nd down and 11. I keep forgetting that holding in high school is only 10 yards.
A lot of ball played between the 20s tonight.
Yep.
Gary, it seems like Lennon always has trouble with that until one gets broke.
Mike Harris, the ball carrier for London.
And you know, that was almost a late hit there.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, Lakewood's been doing a real nifty job of keeping it kind of clean, but that time Mike was down real fast, and about 4 guys jumped on late. That's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4. Ball setting on Lakewood's 21-yard line.
Right now, I'm sorry to have to go to Brad Teal.
Well, it's 3rd down and they need 4, so they got 2 downs to pick this up. They're trying to draw them off sides. And there's Teal up the middle for a gain of maybe a half yard.
Adam Hopkinson on the stop.
I'll tell you, this Lancers defense has picked it up a notch now. They've been kind of stepping on it.
Yeah. They sent linebackers up through there that time. They were plugging that up.
You know, the Lancers defense are kind of small, but I imagine they're a little bit more swifter than London's linemen, and they're slanting the gaps, and they are disrupting the play up in the middle of the line. Okay, we got a power eye to the right. Just going to give it to Harris off the right side, and I don't think he got it. I don't think he got it.
Red Raiders.
You know, they submarined him. No, it's going to bring up 1st down for the Lancers.
Hold on down to take over the football. 1st down, Lancers.
A big response from the crowd. We're looking at a 14-7 score here with 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. I'm going to do something here to get this offense clicking.
Yeah, that's going to bring the end of the 3rd quarter. And I tell you what, guys, that quarter went quick.
Score at the end of the 3rd quarter.
That went about as fast as the 1st quarter.
Red Raiders, 14.
I tell you, this Lancers team doesn't look that bad, like I said before, but by the same token, we're looking at possibly chance of going to the state. And if this is an indication of how we're playing, we got
boys cross country team will
and that's coming from me. That's my opinion. That don't make it so.
There's a couple of things that I look at, and I was talking to someone the other day.
We'd like to congratulate the Lady Lancer volleyball team. They were the number 4 seed in the Central District and lost last night in the district semifinals.
Number one, I think that London needs to have a good, strong, where they blow the team out to go into the playoffs where they feel that they can blow a team out. They need that, number 1. Number 2, I look at it in a different way also. If you remember last year, a lot of games they did have blowouts. They did pull the 1st string early. Okay, yeah. There wasn't a lot of that this year. And what happened was, if you remember in that last playoff game that we lost, it seemed like London got a little tired in going into that late 4th quarter. And we ended up losing the game, if you remember correctly. This year, this 1st string is used to playing a whole 4 quarters. We've only seen it maybe, what, 3 times that the starters were pulled with more than maybe 4 minutes left in the game.
So you're thinking that this may be good for London as far as endurance,
right,
going into the playoffs.
Right, and not only that, though, they're used to these close games. I mean, they've been playing a lot of close games this year, and you know, if they get into a close game, they're not going to shut down. They know they can win in a close game situation.
These are good games for the defense.
Right.
This shows you what kind of defense they have. Okay, Lancers are taking over on their own 19 with that option play, and we had some material by Dusty Hubbard.
Stop made by 51, Dusty Hubbard.
Dusty Picklesheimer. I think it's Hubbard. Is that what it was?
Yeah, we've got a London man down over here. As soon as we get his number, we'll let you know.
That play right there was made by Ty Dower. You know, he had the option, man. He had no one the option to.
Adam Fincham down there on the ground. Last couple of weeks, we've had some guys getting some leg injuries.
What were you saying about Ty Dower? Darby, before I cut you off.
He kind of made that play. He had the pitch man on that option. He had nowhere to go with it. He had to keep the football, and that's why he had no one to go to and had to eat it.
Well, that's one thing you do at halftime. You know, Lakewood was very successful the first half with that option, and you sit down at the board in there and you draw up what you need to do to cover that, and it looks so far here the second half that London worked on that at halftime.
Right.
You know, this has turned into a real nice evening, fellas. It's not really too chilly. You got a nice breeze.
Well, I tell you what, it's a lot chillier than you think it is, because Carl came down at halftime and he's up on top of all that breeze, and he said,
well,
whoa, whoa.
Gary, didn't you tell me earlier in the game that Carl was a big sissy anyway?
I think he did say that when the mic was off. I think he was saying that.
Okay, we got Adam Fitcham up walking very slowly to the sidelines. We'll try to give you his replacement's number here.
That sissy happens to be a 7th degree black belt in karate, so you guys better watch what you're saying.
No, Gary, remember you said it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Darby and I are sticking up for Carl.
That's right.
Oh, help me, Lord. I don't want to have to slam him.
You got Teal in there playing one lineman, Hubbard, Dwyer, Chad Good in there.
Myers is in there.
Myers is in there. Harris, North.
Oh, man.
I tell you what, the quarterback, he got that pass off right when he was throwing the ball. He got hit again by Drew Dwyer.
And he got sandwiched. Who else was in there, Zeke? That was Ty Dower, wasn't it?
You had Dowler and Teal back there. And in fact, Teal gave a little extracurricular chop to one of the halfbacks back there. And you got Harris in the defensive backfield, Kahn in the defensive backfield, Nathan Dorn at the linebackers. You have Ty Dowler, my man in the middle, Jason Noble. You got a straight I formation with a quick pitch out here. He cuts back through the middle. He might have got that first down.
I don't know, Zeke. I think you might, well, is that stick on the line?
Well, according to the down man over there, they got it.
I couldn't tell where the first down stick was actually sticking in the ground.
They had that turned back in. London did a good job turning back in, and Pete Robinson made that tackle in the middle.
And I think they got a generous spot myself.
Yeah, he was tackled behind that line.
Yeah, he was.
And they moved it right up onto the line. Okay, they've got a wide out to the other side. And they put a tight end up and put the halfback in motion. He's pitching it. London's got that stop for no gain. You got Teal in there, Dusty Hubbard, number 59 Myers,
a whole gaggle of
Chad Good in there.
That's easier to do.
Pete Robinson in there.
Should have left it at a gaggle, buddy. Leave it at a gaggle.
You know, a lot of times we don't say these guys' names enough, and I believe that's our responsibility to get their names out there, so you know the people that don't get to go to these games can really understand who is out there, because they don't have a program at home to read this stuff.
Good point, Zeke.
Hey, you got a straight I formation. They're running that halfback option play, and the quarterback just tried to get a little too fancy and slipped down.
And again, Ty Dower had the pitch man again.
You know, we keep hearing Chad Good's name mentioned here, and it's like I said in the first half. The guy's got pretty exceptional speed for a lineman.
Yep. Yeah, it's good, real good pursuit.
Yep. You got timeout Lakewood.
Going faster than you thought, huh, Gary?
It sure is moving fast.
Well, you know, the thing of it is, it's 3rd down and 12. 9 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. And I'll tell you what, if you're Lakewood, you got to think about trying to pick up that first down. I mean, you know, the way both of these teams have been controlling the clock on the ground, they might not get the ball back again if they give it up.
Very true.
You know, Lakewood takes a timeout. They know how important this drive is.
I'm just wondering if London is actually surprised at the type of game team they're running up against up here. Because Lakewood was the type of record they got.
You know, Gary, we keep talking back and forth all the time, and to me it looks like London's playing a little lackluster out here. It doesn't look like they're playing with the heart that they played earlier in the season.
It doesn't seem like they're really up like they did earlier in the season.
Right, Gary.
The last game was the game that was kind of boring for us.
Right.
Even though London scored a lot of points in that, but it didn't seem like there was really that.
You know, as Darby has said there earlier about leaving the first team in there every game, you know, that can also wear you down.
Yeah.
I mean, as you go into the 9th game of the year and you've put together 8 games and played almost all 4 quarters every game, that's a lot of action. Plus,
playing both sides of the ball.
and plus practice every night. Then we got Kahn on the white man here. We got a motion man coming towards the white side, and they're going to run it back to the other side. Quick pitch, fumble. London's got that football.
You know, they had the pitch man and the quarterback covered again.
Lakewood.
And that quarterback tried to force that pitch in there.
Out was fumbled, recovered by London.
Yeah.
Ty Dowler recovered that fumble.
Number 35, Ty Dowler, first down, Red Raiders.
You know, that's the break we've been looking for, Gary. You know, this could be exciting right here. You know, if we bust one right now, this could be really exciting.
What we've been looking for.
Well, you know, one score puts us out of reach with as much time as left. A little motion on London. They didn't call it again. Nice spin move, Mike Harris. Nice spin move. Mike's carrying 3 ball players and got out of bounds on about the 11-yard line.
Stop made by Jared Sailing.
You know, we said that a couple of times.
That's Adam Fincham again.
Yep.
Adam Fincham down. They're going to bring Noble in to take his spot, it looks like.
Noble's really that utility man there on offense. I mean, he plays when they pull a man out, he goes in and takes that position no matter what it is on that front line.
You know, Jason's one of the seniors, Darby. He's their leader on defense. He's the man that calls the defensive signals. He's got experience at that linebacker spot. He came in there last year after the 3rd game and started at middle linebacker and went right through the playoffs until he got hurt up there against Clyde. He had a real tremendous season last year, and he's being the team leader this year. He continued on, and you know, and I know, you know, when I played, it didn't matter where the coach told me to go. That's where I was at. It's anything to help the team. We got official timeout because of an injury, and we got Adam Fincham heading off the sideline. Now we got London moving up to the line of scrimmage.
First and 10 on 11-yard line.
Right, you got an eye with the 2 wideouts, Gary, which usually mean either Teal or Harris. And there was 9 guys in on that tackle for the Lancers. Mr. Teal couldn't get motivated that time.
Mike Cormican on the stop for the Lancers.
You know,
But still,
you got their
he went forward
right
when he went down.
You got their PA announcer only giving credit to 1 tackler on that play. I tell you what, it took more than 1 guy to bring him down. Okay, we're in a straight line offense with a I right this time, and you got Jackson in there on the I formation. And I'll tell you what, they're just stacking up the middle.
I have to take that back. That's Hubbard in there playing the left guard.
Yeah, he just come in. Jason came in. Well, no, they have Jason in playing tight end now.
Tight end. Setting up something here. What is it going to do?
Well, you're setting their 3rd down and 10, and you can still get a first down, can't you, Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still get a first down. I look for a pass. I look for something here to the tight end.
Maybe the pitch.
Well, we got that rollout. We got Kahn. Sean got what he could get out of that.
And he got about, what, 7 or 8 there, Zeke?
Well, it's going to bring up 4th down and about 6, it looks like.
Mark Guerin on the stop for the Lancers.
And they're bringing Alexander in, so we're not going to see Mr. Tobin. You know, we're in Mr. Tobin's neighborhood, but they're not going to let him come out and play.
Timeout, London.
There we go. We got a timeout. Now he's coming in. Now they're bringing Clark in. You know, actually, this is a wise move, Gary, because this puts it where the Lancers have to score two times to go ahead of London. So this is a very wise choice by Coach Dobbenmeyer.
It's almost the position where it's almost the same as like an extra point kick. So
yeah, they're gonna place that ball down on about the 6, so it's going to make a 23-yard field goal. And that's well within Clark's range.
The only difference from this in a field goal is 2 yards, and he's over to the left side of the field, the left slash. Which
we got London ready to go, and Lakewood still got to get their water boys off the field, plus their coach.
This could be a fake kick too.
Well, you know, the big possibility. Anytime you got that quarterback as your holder, you can expect anything. You know, I'd be a little hard-pressed to think that they wouldn't kick it, but, you know, we've seen stranger things in London football. Okay, we got it ready. We got Kahn down to take the snap. Yeah, he's got it down. It's up. It's good. 23-yard field goal by Clark Tobin.
Lakewood 7, London 17.
Right, Gary. You're right, yeah. You know, you take what they give you, and they gave him the field goal, and they took advantage of it. You know, if you got a field goal kicker that's coming in there, and he can give you 90%, 95% accuracy, there's no sense not using him.
Right.
You know, later on in the year there, when we're up against Hillsboro or Hamilton Ross in the playoffs there, and it comes down to you know, crunch time, you want your man to have enough experience and enough confidence in himself that he can go out there anywhere on the field and boot you one.
And Tobin right now for field goals 5 out of 6, and I don't know what happened on that last one. I think that last one that he missed was in his range, wasn't it, there, Zeke?
Oh yeah, right. But you know, he's young, and he was wide on the field on one side, and you know, there's a lot of factors out there.
And the wind is blowing across the field the way that that ball went. So.
You know, one thing about these high school field goal kickers, they're just like pro kickers. That's all they're doing is kicking. They're on the sidelines, and the only time they get to call is either to kick off or extra points or field goals. So you got to come onto that field cold every time. That's a nice kick. He took that ball back to the 5-yard line. London's got the coverage down there. Oh, Brent, material, baby. Good tackle. Brent North, good material tackle.
That scared me there for a minute. I thought Brent North was going to let him get around him.
I tell you, I harp up here every week about material, and I don't know if people listen, but it looked like Brent finally did.
When you take that North, he's a lot quicker than you think he is. I saw him pick up a return one last year.
You know, London's got some nice wide receivers and nice linebackers that have some speed. Now you're only going to see the Lancer come out passing with 6 minutes and a half to go. They got to get down to the field quick. They got a man in motion coming to the side where the wideout's at. They're pitching it again. He's cutting it back in the middle. You got to have one tackle.
Sean Kahn's got him. Maybe. Got him.
Out of bounds.
Mark Guerin, the ball carrier for the Lancers. Taken out of bounds by number 14, John Kahn. First down, Lancers.
That was a gain of about 60 yards there, Gary. That was a nice run. And I tell you what, I didn't know if Kahn was going to get a hold of him or not.
There's more material situation.
Yes, because if he hadn't got material, it was all over. Okay, that's going to give the Lancers the ball on London's 19-yard line.
Next of the game real quick.
I tell you what, that was better than a pass, Gary. quarterback keeper. He's following his fullback up the middle. Nice.
Ryan Davis, the ball carrier. Stop made by
London's
number
defense
50,
really needs to
Jason
stiffen this
Noble.
up right now. And if anything, if they do score, they need to make them take all the time off the clock that they can and let them score, and they can get the ball back and kill it.
It brings up 2nd down and 5. That quarterback followed his fullback up the middle and gained 5 yards on that. You know, I look for them if they do score here to go for 2 for the extra point. That way a field goal win it for you. Hey, they're just going to run a crossbuck.
Good tackle by
Brad Teal. He made the game, or the touchdown saving tackle. Brad Teal did.
Stop made by Brad Teal.
Going to bring up 3rd down and 2. And I look for them to keep running that ball up the middle now that they're this close.
This Lancers team is very much in the game. They're not giving up one hit.
You got a wide out to the left, and you got an eye right backfield, and you got that wide side of the field, and there goes the quarterback, and he just takes 2 or 3 London men down to about the 11-yard line.
It looks like a replay of that first touchdown they made where they just steady moving.
Stop made by Dusty Hubbard.
Chad Good got the first hit there.
You got the ball on London's 7-yard line, 1st down and 7 for a touchdown. That was Shad Good and Dusty Hubbard in on that tackle. They're in that I left formation with a wide out to the right. He's option.
Good job.
Drew Dwyer makes a sack in the backfield.
Davis stopped behind the line of scrimmage by Dwyer.
The quarterback's not happy at all. He's really on his case.
Well, I think he needs to understand that Drew Dwyer is not the easiest person to block.
You know, we've seen something here the last 3 or 4 plays. London's really come through with a nice stop by grabbing material.
Right. Oh, maybe Zeke over the week they listened to you and they're sitting at home going, hey, that sounds like a good idea.
Well,
what do you think, Zeke?
You got a wide out to both sides. Well, you know, it's something that you got to work on. Nathan Dorn made a nice tackle, one-on-one with Pete Robinson on an assist.
Stop made by Nathan Dorn and Pete Robinson.
You know, he got over there awful quick. It looked like he was going to score on it.
You got timeout Lakewood. You know, that looked like a well-designed play, Gary. But just for some reason, Dorn reacted real quick and made a nice stop.
You know, a real good stop. Got a 3rd and 10 on the 10-yard line.
You know,
they can't get a 1st down. They have to score.
We actually been kind of tricked here tonight because we kind of thought Lakewood would come out and do a little bit more passing. You know, their quarterback is ranked up there in Central Ohio pretty well at passing, and they've got one receiver that's got 22 catches. And actually, we've only seen about 3 or 4 short passes.
They've been running the ball very
right.
well this one. Very surprising.
Well, you know, Gary,
I'll tell you what, they've been doing a lot of cutting back against the grain, so it seems to be working for them very well.
Any team that watches London's films see that London's susceptible to that run up the middle.
And that didn't used to be.
No.
Remember Darby and Martin, that was their main thing. You don't run on London.
Right.
It just doesn't seem like it's that strong this year.
Well, you got 3rd down and the ball sitting on the 10-yard line, and they can only get a touchdown. They can't get a 1st down. And so that means they've got 2 plays to score here, so I look for them to go to the end zone both times. If they don't get it on the first one, to go there the 2nd time. But they have to go to the end zone, so it's going to be a pass. They got a tight end to the left side. Look for him working. Yeah, look for that tight end to be working in the middle. No, they've tricked me. They run it.
Good stop.
Garen, the ball carrier.
They run that ball down to the 6-yard.
Shad Good looked like.
Shad Good and Ron Myers on the stop.
you know, last week I was complaining, and the week before about them throwing passes down the end zone and getting them intercepted. This time I figured they're going to pass, and he runs it.
A completely different team, and it looks like it might be a field goal team going in.
You got it, Gary. You got it. Well, you know, we talked before. A field goal and a touchdown is what they need.
And there could be some trickery going on.
Oh, I would surely be on my toes right now, Gary.
A soccer-style kicker here.
He's down. He's up.
It's off to the
It's wide right.
That hurt.
I tell you what, Gary, that 65-yard run was for naught. That 65-yard run was for nothing.
Right.
But it looked good.
Right? It
got our attention.
I tell you what, that gave the Lancers fans something to cheer about, except besides the band.
And they do have a band that's ranked in the state, so they got something to cheer about.
You know, they've got a cheerleading squad down here, Gary, of 35 girls.
Well, it looks like it.
More girls on the cheerleading squad than on the football team, it seems.
Okay, you got 2 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter, and London's going to have the ball with a 17-7 score. And you know, Mike's probably somewhere in the range of 180 yards, 200 yards right now, so I'm sure they're going to let him pad his score or his yardage here.
I'd like to see him break one here. Here he comes.
Mike
Harris, the ball carrier, stop made by
He's been very consistent.
Josh Green.
You know, I don't know how many carries he's got, but he's been averaging well over, what, 5 yards a carry, I would say. That adds up real quick.
Well, at halftime he had
28 at halftime.
about 6 or 7 yards per carry average.
Yeah, he had 17 carries the first half for 128 yards.
What's that figure out to there, calculator man?
Figured out to around 7 yards a carry.
We have an automatic calculator here in 6 heads. Every once in a while he comes up with some of this.
You know that I work for an electrical contractor, and they always think you need to know algebra and geometry to be an electrician, but I'm not an electrician. Yeah, we got a wide out to the. That means I don't know geometry and algebra. We got a wide out to the right. You got Teal up the middle.
Teal, the ball carrier.
Teal that time spent more time pushing his own men out of the way than he did the defenders. He's awful close to that first down, fellas. Going to bring up third down and
on the stop for Lakewood.
about one of Darby's feet.
Have you noticed any changes in the offensive line? Are we using the same people we started out with at the beginning?
Well, yeah, except with Fincham being hurt this game, you got Dusty in there at the left guard.
Go with Sean Kahn. There he goes. First down.
That was the best play in the world. Only one guy touching the football.
That's right.
Garrett and Hoskinson on the tackle.
You know, once they get them chains moved, that starts the clock right back up again.
We got under a minute and 30, a minute and a half to go in the game. London's still leading by a score of 17-7. First and 10 on the 32-yard.
Hey, you got two tight ends in there now, and you got a slot formation. You got a cross buck to Jackson. You know, one thing about Lakewood, when they're in pursuit, they make real nice one-on-one tackles.
Yep.
They make good
Stop made by Cormican and Garrett.
They seem like they're not very big, but pretty quick from sideline to sideline.
They seem to be very fundamentally sound.
Good coaching. Lakewood got good coaching. Well, London just has to run 2 more plays in this ball game's history. The fat lady's going to sing here pretty soon.
Either fat lady or Darby. I had to get you. You got me.
All right, that's
You got Harris up the middle. Mike Harris, he makes that spin move. One guy brought him down.
Ball carrier stopped by number 5, Josh Green.
You got timeout.
And after I brought
Lakewood.
you a burger at halftime. That's cool.
Lakewood.
That's cool. I remember that. A burger.
You had 21 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter, and they're making me hungry over here. And London's got a 17-7 lead with 21 seconds left to go in the quarter. Lakewood's got a timeout. We might get to see Mike Harris take one more crack at it here.
Well, you know, these last couple of games haven't been real exciting. I don't know, maybe for you guys, but it hasn't been real exciting for me. But you know, London's still winning. They're still getting the win, and that's really all.
You guys take care.
And the coaching staff is leaving, so they feel the game's rolling. And on the other side of the field, I don't know if Carl's picking up or not, but we have the big line. What's that say on that?
L-Town.
L-Town. And they're spraying out Lakewood. This gives London a 9-0 record.
I just seen that Hillsboro scout leaving also, Gary.
I'm sure he got a scout full.
A scout full, huh?
You got Con rolling. He's passing to Dwyer. You know, Gary, he was looking at the sidelines. He was trying to catch it and get out of bounds before he caught it. Well, that's going to stop the clock with 50, and they throw the penalty flag on Alexander, maybe.
Flag on the play.
And just what could he have been doing?
Well, you know, it's a personal foul on London, and he looked at Alexander and pointed at Alexander when he threw the flag. And another one. That was on Mike Harris.
And Con is giving Harris kick back.
We got unsportsmanlike conduct. That's going to be about 30 yards.
And it's time for Harris to come out again.
I believe you're right there,
No
Gary.
reason for that. The game is already won. 15 seconds still in the game. There's no reason for London to get any unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's absolutely true. I don't understand this.
Well, when you got a lead with 20 seconds left to go in the ball game, 15 seconds left to go in the ball game, you just shut your mouth and let that clock go.
That's right.
We have 2 penalties on this play, both dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Red Raiders.
That's a pretty big penalty.
Well, actually, they marked off 30 yards, Gary, 15 for each flag.
So now what do we do? Just kneel, sit down on the ball and kneel?
Well, I don't know how many times. It's 4th down. Here's the problem. I don't know how many timeouts Lakewood has. If we kneel down on this ball and Lakewood has a timeout left, they're going to take the ball over.
London.
You know, if I was coaching the team, Gary, and I know you don't like me to be a coach, but I would take a safety. I would take the ball and run out of the end zone for a safety. I'd run around enough time and to run the clock off, and then I'd step out of the end zone.
Like we seen up at Old Tangy last year.
Why can't he just snap the ball and go down on one knee and just let it run out?
Well, see, now I don't know if there's any timeouts left. If they got a timeout left, it's 4th down.
I didn't know it was 4th.
They're going to take the ball over, and you know they can't win the ball game, but still you don't want to give them another touchdown.
Right.
You know, we've seen London all year long, just played real nice ball, no unsportsmanlike conducts or anything like that, and tonight we get 2 of them in the same play.
And this is going to be a learning experience for the coach and for London, I think, knowing just what to look for out of some of these players.
Gary, the thing of it is, you know, it's like I was talking, and I'll take the blame for this. They look like they're lackluster. They look like they're not putting forth that great effort, and this, on top of their performance, it doesn't impress anybody.
No.
Sometimes it's hard to get up for a team that's like 4-4.
Yeah, but right now you have to look. You can't look past the team, but you have to start looking to the playoff. You got to be putting your team together and coming out and really putting forth the effort so you can get that going for the playoffs.
He got Dwyer punting.
Good one.
Nice line drive. Oh, he's got a return, and there's Shad Good downfield on the tackle. Got 7 seconds left to go.
76, Shad Good.
This game won't be history. This was probably a smart move. Instead of taking the 2 points.
The suggested safety.
Yeah. By Coach
Zeke.
Oh,
Well, you know, I'm just telling you my opinion. I'd take a safety.
He's looking to score, but they're going to throw him off it, and he's got him on him, and there it goes. And it was
Incomplete. Incomplete. That's a ball game.
For Tyson, incomplete.
7 London comes out.
End of the ball game. Final score: London 17, Lakewood 7.
What do you think, Dar?
We thank you for your attendance.
Did we do it, or did we do it?
you know, London won the game, but like I said before, there's a couple of things they need to work on. They have to start getting ready for that playoff game. Okay, they can't go into the playoff with two so-so games. They need to have a really strong week next week and brush up and really look strong, feel positive about themselves, and go into the playoffs with that positive attitude. A game like this, you won the game, you done what you needed, but a 4-4 team, I think London could have done a lot better. And not only that, these penalties at the end of the game show that they're not concentrating. Their game's not in the game. The mind's not in the game.
So once again, this is Gary McNeil,
Darby Calhoun,
and Dave Zeke Caldwell
saying good night. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
And go London.
At Calhoun Memorial Field. Hey, when you remember the game that London lost last night?